This video is to show you how to use Google Classroom. To start, you can type in Google Classroom in your search engine, or you can find it in your Google Suite account. I'm going to click on Classroom. And you can see I'm part of one class right now. It's a class that Eric Robinson has at North. I'm going to click the plus sign in the top right-hand corner to create a new class. I'm going to click Create Class, and I'm just going to type this or title this Remote Learning. Because this is a place that you could potentially create a class for a remote learning possibility. So click Create, and you will see once it creates on the top, there will be 4 major sections we're going to look at: stream, classwork, people, grades. So you can change your theme here on the bottom right hand corner if you wanted to change the way this appears. All right, stream. When you are on the stream section on the top, you can think about everything that you will see here kind of like a Twitter feed or a Facebook feed where it'll show a stream of your announcements or content or student work, student comments. You can respond to student posts, or you can create announcements or schedule reminders. So if I wanted to share something, I could say, reminder, assignment 1 is due at noon tomorrow, March 10th. And I can click post. I can click this drop down arrow next to it and schedule when it would post. So if I want to wait and schedule that to post this afternoon, I could change the time, or I could post it now. You could also add something. So you could add the assignment sheet for assignment 1, a link, a file, a YouTube video, anything you want there, or just the simple post. So then I can click post and it'll show up in the feed. Classwork, the second tab on the top, is probably where you'll do the bulk of your work. It says assign work to your class here. You can create assignments and questions. You can use topics to organize classwork into modules or units. And you can order the work in any way you want students to see it. So I'm going to create some classwork here. And I'm going to start by creating a couple topics just so you can see how these are organized. I will say for my topics, let's say I'm going to do logs, like maybe reading logs or PE logs for the activities you're doing at home. I'm going to click create again. I'm going to create another topic. I'm going to write this one as discussions. And it's just telling me when I create assignments, I can drag and drop them into. Another idea for topics would be units. So you could think about this as the name of your history unit or the name of your math unit. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is actually create an assignment for one of these. So let's say under create, I'm going to create an assignment, and that's going to be for my logs. So I want to create a log, a reading log. Click create assignment. So it says add or create materials within your assignment, add or create docs, slides, sheets, drawings, and forms. So I can title this, maybe this will be reading log March 9th through 13th. Instructions, use the attached reading log to keep track of your daily reading. When you click add, you have options. Again, it can take you to your Google Drive. You can upload something. You can go to My Drive. You can go to shared drives that you share with other people or documents that you have starred. So you could click something in there if you had an assignment. You can also add a file that is saved on your desktop or somewhere on your computer. You can find a link from another website, or you can search for a YouTube video of your choice. Once you have that done, on the right-hand side, there are a lot of options for grading points, due dates. Remember, when you are selecting these, you want to put it into the topic that you've created. So right now I'm saying it's worth 100 points. You could also make it an ungraded assignment. You could change the amount of points. I'll do the 13th because I said it was a reading log for this week. Topic logs. You could attach a rubric or you can just assign. Similarly, you can click the drop down arrow. You can schedule when you're going to have this appear in the stream, or you can save it as a draft, or I can click assign. So make sure you've attached the assignment, though I just don't have an example. So assign. And now you'll see it's popped up underneath logs. So I'm in the classwork section and I'll see it in my logs. Now, if I click on it, it'll say 0 people have turned in their assignment. It'll also allow me to view the assignment. Okay, up on the top for create again, let's create a discussion question. And you could create this if I had this in history or math for my topics. I could create a question and put it in any of those too, but question's another good one. I can create a question. I'm trying to think of a reading question. The book that I'm thinking was the Penderwicks. How did the Penderwicks, some kind of question that you want. And then you have an option for your students to respond here. So you can give them either a short answer or you can give them multiple choice. Okay, so how did the Penderwick girls save Jeffrey from military school? Okay, so maybe I said a question like this, and then I could give instructions. You could, again, always add more content there, or you can just post it so students can respond to each other. So again, you have the points or ungraded, you have a due date, and you have a topic. So you can put this in whatever section you wanted. So I have it in my discussions. You can decide whether or not you want students to respond to each other and whether or not they can edit their answers. Again, with the drop-down menu, you can schedule it, save it, or discard it. So I'm going to say ask. Now, there are other options you can play around with and look at: assignments, quizzes, questions, materials, and reuse a post from before. If you go to your stream, you should also see now that I have added content here. So students will see this in their streams. People. Right now, you'll see that I'm the teacher. This is where you would add your students. So you would invite students by typing their email here. You'll notice on the stream section, they could also come and join with a student code. And you could display that largely in your classroom. And grades. It says I don't have any students here, but I could set up a grade book here once I have students in my class. Now, if you want to think about something else you can add for your stream, this would be a great place where you could add you could record yourself teaching a lesson and you could add it here. So if you want to share an update with your students, you could share something and attach a file, which would be a screencast of you or a screen recording of you giving a mini lesson. You could also do that in assignments. So when you're in classwork for assignments, maybe I'm going to look at my create assignment. And when I actually go to attach something, I could record a file that I have downloaded to my computer of a recording of me giving a mini lesson, or I could upload it to YouTube and add it from there also. I could also save it to Google Drive. So there are a lot of different ways that you could attach something. One last thing I want to show you is back in the classwork section. On the top, you'll see there is a Google Calendar and a Class Drive folder. The Google Calendar will link to your Google Calendar so you can see when things are assigned. The Class Drive folder links to your Google Drive into a category that is already created for you called Classroom and your class titled Remote Learning, whatever you've named it. You can drag and drop files into here that you also want your students to have access to. So that's a quick and easy way for them to see those files, maybe your class rules or discussion criteria, your syllabus. But that is a quick introduction to Google Classroom and how you could use it for remote learning.